South African Airways has had to implement contingency plans once again as a strike by its pilots grounded flights along major domestic and international routes. Operators affiliated to the SAA Pilots Association and the National Transport Movement Pilots Forum have embarked on an indefinite strike over wages. They're demanding a 15% wage increase coupled with benefits, while the company is only offering 8%. SABC News reporter Katlego Legodi is at OR Tambo International.
Today marking day 2 of the demonstration by SAA pilots, and you find us this morning at the OR Tambo International Airport as we try by all means to track progress or disruptions coming from these demonstrations. We know very well that the workers, this being the SAA pilots, are still standing there at the 15%. That's what they're demanding in terms of the salary increases, but we see the employer just standing at 8%, and we are told that at least 60% of the flights or operations have been disrupted coming from these strike action by the workers. I'm going to just walk around so we can show you what is happening. These are SAA commuters that you see just lining up and queuing. Most of them would be, flying regionally. Others would be going into, international. But we hear that the most impacted here in terms of the developments around this strike action by the pilots would be international flights. I'm going to come into the conversation or bring into the conversation this morning a family that is traveling to Nigeria. The Jonathans are here with us, and we'll just want to speak to Michael. So Michael can give us a sense of what your experiences have been, because we understand that really when you look at it, there have been disruptions in terms of operations here, but we see the queue also just moving along. Maybe give us a sense of your experiences. Let's bring you in, Michael. Give us a sense of where are you coming from, where are you traveling to, and since you got here, how has the experience been?
I'm from Bramley. I'm traveling to Nigeria for some personal stuff. Since I got here yesterday, I was kind of disappointed by how everything turned out, because our flight was delayed. But how SAA took charge and did everything for us was okay, because they booked a hotel for us to spend the night. They took care of everything for us, and then they said we should come this morning to just check in and then, continue today.
Has this actually more or less dampened your plans? If you were meant to be in Nigeria earlier than now, really, how has this actually affected your plans? Do we see this affecting your plans? Did you have to at least tweak things around, move things around so that you can accommodate the delay coming from the airline?
No, it hasn't really affected our plans. Our plans are still the same. It's just a day. A day isn't really that bad, to do everything. So our plans are still the same. We'll continue how we were going to do them before everything. So yeah.
Is it your first time traveling? Have you traveled to Nigeria before? And would you say that the last time you traveled and today there would be somewhat of a distinction, a difference? Maybe give us a sense of how the queue is moving. Is it moving the way that you would expect it to, or there's just been a little bit of a difference here looking at the operations compared to how maybe things have been done in the past?
It isn't my first time traveling. I've traveled there before with my family, but today's one is kind of special because we're going there for something personal to us, our family and myself. So, and the queue is moving okay, nothing's being delayed. Everything's moving as swiftly as it possibly could go. Yeah.
How would you change anything, from the experience, or when you look at it, even the accommodation, when they accommodated you, it was a seamless process. The communication was clear from their end in terms of what is happening here. Were you aware that the pilots are on strike?
I wasn't really aware about this strike. It was just yesterday when we came here is when we found out about everything. But I wouldn't change anything. How it's going is okay. The people on strike, they should go for what they want. They should do what they want to better themselves and their families. And I'm okay. I feel like what's happening today is okay. For me, it's okay. It hasn't really changed any of our plans. It hasn't dampened anything in our plans. Our plans are still the same.
Michael, everything of the best. A safe journey, man. As we see Michael and the family heading out to Nigeria, I'm just going to walk around so we can show you what is happening here. These are kiosks of South African Airways, and you find various of the commuters that you would find them here basically just boarding Gate C, Gate D, and Gate E. Those are the gates where most of them would be moving economy just out of OR Tambo into various of these destinations. So SAA also just releasing a statement earlier on, giving us a sense of how things are going. They are looking at resolving this strike action by the workers as early as possible, and they're saying that there are contingency plans in place, but we know very well that flights to Cape Town have already been disrupted. We saw yesterday even news around Sao Paulo, around Australia and Perth as well, those being affected, and we're told that about 60% of the operations have been hampered by this strike action by the workers. So we'll wait and see where they are, if they're finding each other, but it looks like this strike action is continuing as we hear the SAA Pilots Association saying that this becomes an indefinite strike action. I'm Katlego for SABC News at the OR Tambo International Airport.